Hello. Can you guess what we're going to do today? Well, hopefully you can. We're going to attempt for the second time to moth. That doesn't make any sense. Anyway, we're hoping to find some moths. And we tried this before a few weeks ago, but I think it was pre-moths really coming into their own. And there was a suggestion. I don't know if you can hear that, but the tawnies are out there making a noise. They're not complaining at me this time. Anyway, sorry. Yeah, there was a suggestion, a comment on the last time I tried it that perhaps, oh, they're making a lot of noise now. Maybe it's because I started talking. They're not that close though. I don't know if they'll come in closer. Sorry, I'll try and finish my thought. There was a comment on the last time I did it saying, hey, you need to use a certain type of lamp for this. I looked it up and I couldn't find it, whatever it is, so I'm just hoping that moths just like light. If we fail again, we might have to admit we're under-equipped. As it is, all we've got is our light here, our curtain, literally a curtain, so I mean, moths love curtains, right? And two stands. I'm probably going to actually use the stands to drape the curtain over because I haven't found a good tree for it. And then we will pop the light on the floor shining up at it and I'll handhold the camera. It's not ideal, but the equipment we have is the equipment we have. Now, as you can maybe see, I mean you probably can't see, it's really dark, but let me tell you, we are in Rita Wudu, which is where we did it last time, but we did it up at the gate at the front because when I got here last time it was already dark and I didn't fancy walking back and I realised, oh, I can drape the curtain over the gate. Now, that had a couple of problems, one of which could be that maybe that's not the best moth area. What I've done is I've come down to, let's call it Butterfly Way or something like that. It's where we did the butterfly video a couple of weeks ago, and that is just past Fallen Tree, just before you get to Crossroads. It's sort of in the middle of there. I think we will call it Butterfly Way because it's where all the wildflowers are. It's a bit more open. I think we'll call it that from there. But that's where I am, and that's partially because I think this might be a better habitat, but it's also partially because it brings me back off the road a lot more, so I can't see the road from here. So if anybody comes up, they've walked up here or driven up here, and we'll both have a scary experience. But last time I had a farmer come by in his pickup truck, and we had an awkward conversation. I don't remember what I told him now. Maybe that I was doing some photos or some video, I don't know. It was not ideal. Obviously I had the big light shining on this sheet. He sort of accepted it and drove off, but yeah, we're trying to avoid that this time, but who knows, maybe somebody else will come down here and it'll be almost even weirder. Anywho, I'm going to get everything set up and we'll see if we get lucky. I've seen some things flittering around, so the big question is going to be, are they attracted to the light? Or, you know, maybe we'll just get lucky and they come land on the curtain anyway. Alright. Can you hear how quiet it is? Of course the cow would make a noise at that point. But overall, it's really, really quiet. Just the sound of, I guess, grasshoppers or crickets. We've not really talked about them a whole lot. But quite peaceful, also quite ominous. Alright, so here's our setup. As you can see, if there's any moss in the area, I mean, it's like a beacon, isn't it? I don't think it's probably quite as good from the back, but maybe, yeah, a little light shines through. Not perfect though, and you know why that is? I think these curtains are supposed to keep out the light pretty well. Hey ho. now it's just a waiting game and a cross my fingers game that we get some luck. I guess there's also a chance that they'll get attracted to the bulb down here. We'll try and notice if that happens too. Alright, it's been about a minute and we've got our first customer. I don't think this is a moth, I think this is some kind of little fly. I don't know, maybe it's a moth. I will obviously do my research and find out. So apparently it was probably some kind of midge, a non-biting midge. It could be a mosquito. I don't know if we'll get a more definitive thing because they look quite similar and they're pretty tiny. So hey ho, it's something that landed on the blanket. I'll take it. That might be all we get. If it's anything like last time, it'll be all we get. Let's see. Alright, we have another tiny visitor. Boy, good luck me getting this guy. It's definitely different. Don't think it's a moth again. And another something. Different again from the other two. And once again, not a moth. That could be a mosquito, I don't know. The shadows are really interesting. There's actually two of them on here. Alright, so there's a lot more going on than I anticipated. Not much on the curtain so far apart from a few little flies. But we've got bats flitting overhead. They're probably not coming up on the mic, but as they fly by, they're sort of you can hear them coming, and you can see a couple of dodgy clips of them too. And then I think possibly the most exciting thing yet this year, for me, not for you unfortunately, is I saw a dark shape coming out of the trees as I was I think I was trying to look for the bats because I could hear something up there, and it turned out once it came into the sight, it was not a dark shape. It was a pure white shape, the underneath of some wings. Now, I'll have to check it to make sure, but tawnies are brown, right? And they're quite small. This was a bit bigger, and it was very white. And that makes me think that maybe we had a barn owl fly over. And the reason that that's exciting is it's not unexpected per se to see one somewhere like this. But I haven't seen one since I've been back in England, so for the last couple of years. And obviously seeing it in this wood would be even better. So I'm gonna have a check and just rule out that I don't think it could be anything else. Also, unsurprisingly, pure silence as it came through. It just whisked through behind the camera. And I wish I had been able to flick it around, turn it on and get it, but it was that fast a glimpse. But I mean, that's for me the sighting of the year. Maybe we'll get lucky at some point. I've heard some weird sounds when I've been down here before, and I haven't been able to get the Merlin to hear it or to nail down exactly what it is. But it's made me a bit suspicious because I know barn owls really screech quite nastily, and it's been kind of like a scream. So maybe I've heard them before. Either way, I mean that's amazing. If we did get video on one, I mean that would be super cool. Maybe now I know, that this is a thoroughfare for them. I could come down some evenings and be a bit more prepared, but I mean, you just have to be so lucky. But very exciting that we most likely have one. Anywho, all that over, back to our curtain. Okay, here's another new guy. I think he's new. I don't think he's the same as that other one, although he could be. Almost looks slightly cricketish. Could it be a type of moth? I'm just not sure. He's one of the few that's big enough to see his decorations. Somewhat, so hopefully we can get an idea on him. I'm guessing some kind of beetle, but yeah. We also have some tiny things. I barely saw this was here. Oh, it's moved again now. This thing is almost invisible. I don't know what it is. I'm 99% sure it's not a moth. And then this little tiny guy, I think this might be what we saw the first time. I don't remember what they were called. But we had 3 of them a couple of months ago. There's lots buzzing around. You probably won't really be able to tell that, but yeah, everything is quite small. So I'm realising it doesn't show up that well unless I'm really, really close by. There have been moths that have toyed with getting involved, but they've not committed. They've buzzed around the edges, annoyingly. Oh, hello. What are you? Something has flown into the light. Now that could be a moth, maybe. Oh, it's upside down there. It's gonna have to work its way out of there, I think. It sort of buzzed in at full speed, and now it seems to have got stuck. I apologise for all the light flooding in. Can't quite tell what it is. You can see the wings there. I'm sure he'll get himself extricated shortly. Maybe our first moth. It's an unfortunate angle, really, isn't it? Oh, look at that blue. I'd help him out, but I don't want to make it worse. There he goes. Looks a bit alien there, doesn't it? What a weird one. Well, I've never have guessed this, but apparently it might be a water boatman, which are attracted to lights at night time. I'd have never guessed that. He's not very, I don't know where he's gone now. Not the most agile of fellow. I guess he's meant for water, really. Wasn't expecting that, though. See, there's moths going off into the distance. They're around, we just need them to land. Looks kind of like a regular fly. Not very exciting, is it? Alright, so he's not on the sheet, but he's fluttered nearby and landed on the grass here, and I noticed him. Or one of those little moths that folds up into a neat sort of thin line. Don't know if I'll be able to ID it, but I do feel like I've seen many of these. There's one there, see? Don't know why he doesn't want to focus on him. Oh, that's annoying. Come on, focus for me. Well, we got an amusing, if not diagnostic, picture of that last one anyway. I guess it's just the light levels is making it struggle to focus on it. But he, you know, I feel like maybe they're getting drawn close by, but not, for whatever reason, onto the... Hang on, there's one. He thought, but he just for a second he landed on the sheet, and then he He thought, no, I don't want to get videoed. It's actually a touch chilly out here for the first time in a while. First chilly night. I think probably, as it's the first one that's got as low as it's getting tonight, it's not going to have a huge effect on our results. But yeah, the days coming up, I think the overnights are going to be a little bit cooler, which is a relief for sleeping, if not for mothing. Okay, we have our first official moth. He won't sit still, but that's a very mothy thing to do. This may make IDing him tricky. He's pretty small, as you can see, but he's definitely a moth. I guess our water boatman friend escaped in the end. If you can see flickering, it's because we have some moths enjoying the light. There's one that's sitting in where the boatman was. Sorry, it's not a great view. There it is. That's a classic moth, that, isn't it? Well, I think I'm going to call it a night there. We've been here an hour. Have we seen a lot of moths? No. Have we seen quite a few insects? I mean, yes, honestly. I don't know how many of them we're going to be able to ID, but there's definitely things around. And I have seen moths passing by. Even now, if I look around, I can see the odd one flitter through the light and then keep going. So, for whatever reason, for whatever reason, they're just not very excited about coming to my... Sorry, no, things are being attracted to me, which I guess makes sense because I'm trying to light myself. But yeah, not being super attracted to the sheep. But there's definitely, I mean, even now, I would say there's a good 20 different tiny little flies. So at least they're enjoying it, and that's the main thing, right? Somebody's enjoying my curtain. Anyway, we'll call it there. If I see any moths over the next couple of days, daytime, because you do see them in the day as well, maybe different ones, I'll try and record them just so we actually have a moth or two on the thing, because so far that's about all we've had, isn't it? Anyway, thanks for watching. I'm going to go back through this very creepy wood where I can see nothing. Very creepy and quiet now. Just the sounds of little things skittering through nearby, which is quite unnerving.